still watching the show. It's coming to you live from our studios here. This morning, I have in the studio with me Professor Sichope Anku. He is the president of the Ghana Mathematics Society. We'll be talking about mathematics and its implication on the 2016 elections in November. Good morning to you, Prof.
Good morning, Michael.
How are you doing, Prof?
Fine, and you?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
Prof is flanked on the left by a lady whom I'm going to ask to introduce herself.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you too. What's your name?
My name is Patience Dogdo.
Okay. Now, Patience is also with the Ghana Mathematics Society, and they all run a mathematics foundation that is focused on making mathematics as practical as possible. Now, last week, Wednesday, we had a conversation with Prof, and we spoke about the National Mathematics Day. Prof, how did that go?
I think it went very well. We're talking about the National Mathematics Day as the day that we, highlight the importance of mathematics by getting students all over the country and the nation at large to focus on mathematics and its usefulness to the things we do. So we have our theme this year as Mathematics Everywhere, Use of Mathematics for National Education Development. And we ask our students to, on the Valentine's Day, which fell yesterday, to show love to mathematics. And because it fell on Sunday, we asked them to do the activities on Saturday, the 13th of February.
Okay.
And a lot of activities took place.
We have actually pictures of the activities, so we'll be showing that while we continue with the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what were some of the activities that these students engaged in?
Some activities included quiz, symposia, lectures, cleanup within the communities, just to engage the community in knowing the importance of mathematics, because we claim the principles and methods of mathematics ensure the efficiency of everything that we do, and that mathematics is contained in everything that we do. So we would like students and the general public to be aware that mathematics is something we should not, underrate at all, because mathematics is everywhere. And for that, we're going to have a congress very soon. That's on the 4th of March 2016, where we are inviting professionals to come and tell us how they use mathematics in their various professions. A way to motivate students so that as they study mathematics, they must understand that whatever they are studying in the classroom has got relevance to whatever they might become in the future. So mathematics in business, photography, in law, in whatever, playwright, in music, sports, everywhere there's mathematics.
Now, Prof, Patricia, did you take part in the activities?
Yes, I did.
What exactly did you do?
We at the headquarters, that's Migasa Mathematics Academy.
Can you speak up a bit?
Yeah, Migasa Mathematics Academy as Lashibi, we organized a motivational talk for students. So that's what we did at the academy. We motivated them and we showed them how mathematics is used in professions, other professions. Yeah, so that's what we did at the academy.
Now that dovetails into our discussion for this morning, the role of mathematics in ensuring that the 2016 elections becomes better than what we've had in the past, especially the 2012 elections. Now, what is the relationship between mathematics and then the elections, Prof?
There is a lot. We said already, our theme is mathematics everywhere. And election is also part of the everywhere.
Okay.
So you cannot take anything, and not find mathematics in it. So let's get back to 2012, when we had elections. And we are all aware that after elections, we went to court. Why did you go to court? It was all because we did not use the mathematics properly.
When you say use mathematics properly,
Yes.
what does it mean?
Yeah, I want to explain. You see, there is a fundamental law of mathematics, fundamental theorem, fundamental question of mathematics. It is how many? How many? To answer that question, how many, it leads to counting. And to be able to count, you must develop number systems. So you have counting numbers, whole numbers, all of those. We develop them because we want to answer the question, how many? Like that election, they wanted to know how many people voted for Mahama. How many people voted for Akufo-Addo? How many? How many? We can keep on asking this question, how many? All around us. How many Ghanaians are there? How many people on the voters register by regions? How many females? How many schools? How many? How many? You can never stop. There are so many how manys you can always ask. So you can see that is a very important question. So how many? And to answer the how many leads to counting. So you must know how to count to answer how many. So what I noticed was during the 2012 elections, I was watching, and from one media house, they were counting the votes live from a polling station. And I heard 12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19. And I saw many faces frowned, but nothing happened. It continued counting. But there was a very serious mistake. Very serious in that after 15, the person said 17. He didn't count 16, which he thought was a joke. But that person's votes that were being counted had one vote added, which was not part of the vote.
Okay.
Because the person didn't count well.
But these are, and I mean, the Electoral Commission used about 26,000 polling agents for the 2012 elections.
Yes.
And these individuals were mostly GES officials, mostly teachers. So do you expect, isn't this one small, tiny mistake? Can't we say it's a small mistake?
Small mistake, big problem. Small mistake took us to court for 8 years. 8 months, sorry. And we spent millions of cedis, wasted millions of cedis because of what we call small mistake. We should not underrate the importance of mathematics in the things we do. Because we are underrating mathematics, look at the figures of failures. Now people are failing. You know, why is mathematics compulsory? It's very compulsory because it plays a very, very important role in the development of every country. You see the developed countries, we want to go there. Behind the success is mathematics. You see, we don't see it yet. Last time I was talking about a few things. I talk about slope, flooding. It's mathematics. I talk about buildings collapsing. Small ratio. It's a small ratio, but it's causing a lot of damage to buildings.
Okay, so let's bring the conversation back to the elections. How can we ensure that we use mathematics properly so that the election in 2016 November doesn't become problematic?
Yeah, we need to train, you know, those agents at the polling stations who are going to deal with numbers, to deal with numbers properly. Because there's also another issue in mathematics which you call place value. Place value. Very, very important. But we gloss over it. Because I've realized several times, I've asked students place value at the primary level. They don't get it. Go to JHS, they don't get it. Go to SHS, they don't get it. Even sometimes when I talk to students from the university, they don't understand place value, which is very serious. But it plays a very, very important role in number. What we use number for all the time. So there was this example. There was a conflict between one party and then Joy FM reporter, 2012 again. And then the the reporter mentioned 5,268. 5,268. But what was recorded was 5,286. All the numerals, the digits are there, 2, 5, 6, and 8. But the order made a big difference. So there was an argument. It was live, and I heard it.
And these are things that can come up, and these are things that actually do come up.
Yes,
a lot of the time.
Yes.
So how do we deal with these problems? Because we are dealing with millions, numbers, several of them, thousands. We are bound to have some of these challenges. How does the Electoral Commission reduce these to the barest minimum?
We must train people to be mathematically literate to handle these things during the elections. If we neglect this, it can cause us a problem. You will look at it as little problem, little issue, but it causes a very big problem. So we should not underrate its importance. So what you have to do is retrain properly all those who are going to have anything to do with numbers during the elections, so that the polling station, whoever is going to deal with number, must understand numbers very well.
Should we probably have a selection criteria? If you don't meet a certain minimal requirement of mathematical literacy, you can't become a polling agent.
If you cannot count, why should you go to the polling station to go and start counting? If you cannot, write correctly numbers according to the place values, why should you have anything to do with the elections? You shouldn't have anything to do with elections. The fact that I have driving license doesn't mean you should go and drive.
Okay.
Right? We must get the right people to drive the right people. Okay. So we must get the right people who are knowledgeable in the mathematics concerning the elections to handle the numbers. Even if he has to take professors, people with master's degree, first degree, to go and do that part of the work, we must have the right people to do the right things. And we should stop. Any other thing will be an excuse, not acceptable. It is going to be done and done well and done right. That's all.
And Patricia, does the Megasa Institute provide this kind of training? Will it be able to provide this kind of training for these agents?
Yes, we do. We've trained about 500 teachers all over the country in upgrading their methodological concepts in mathematics. So I believe when they come there, we have the needed facilities to train these people to be able to manage the elections properly.
Okay, thank you very much. I have been speaking to Professor Anku, who is a mathematics teacher. He's taught mathematics for a very long time, and now he's a professor of mathematics. And we've been talking about the role of mathematics in ensuring that we have a successful election 2016, which is coming up in November. And he's pointed out a few things that otherwise would take as normal or trivial, but these things can have a larger implication on the final results of the elections. Now, Kobin, I'm sure you've been listening to the conversation. I don't know if you have any thoughts on the role that mathematics would play in 2016 elections.
Well, I think the professor hit the nail right on his head. We really need to inculcate mathematics in our everyday life, and the election is no exception. I think the last election we had problems about bloated register, people being added to the numbers being escalated and all that. So I think in learning maths, in training people who deal with these elections, making them mathematically proficient, it will better give us credibility as to the results that we have at the end of every election. So he is right on with that one, and I think that the authorities really, the parties involved really need to have a look at this and really teach or train these facilitators to also be mathematically literate to ensure our elections are very, very credible.
They are right on, Ken. You are spot on. Thank you very much, Prof. and Patricia.